Hi there. Today I'm gonna fix the remainings of the joining and also try to shape the mast into the final form. Last time I added a few strips on the side of the joining. These needs to be trimmed to the mast length. They were placed there to fill the thin side. I sand them down to the level with the rest of the mast. And to fit with the mast on the other side of the joining. With a standard PVA wood glue, I add strips around the joining. This is to get enough material to sand down into, to make the transition of the joining smooth. The strength of this glue is dependent on the pressure. More pressure means a thinner joint and a stronger joint. The insert is still not perfect, so I need to adjust this a bit. Still a bit movable. And some more material needs to be added here as well. I also mark where the insert needs some addition. Inside I add the material on the insert. Somewhat thickened epoxy. Strengthened with glass fiber. I will need to sand this down to get a perfect fit. I also add material on the outside. This will hopefully be the last iteration of the shape. Tape is actually a good way to put pressure on an oval shape. Outside again, I take down the excess glass fiber and get a fit within 0.5 millimeter. Now it's just a matter of sanding before I can get the perfect joining. Starting from the end and moving in over the actual joining. Still a few humps, but it improves. Inside again, I still think more material is needed in another place. So here comes a final close-up. Of my gluing in practice. I also prepare for rounding off the bottom of the mast. I still want a decent overlap from the solid bottom, up into the hollow upper part. I make support lines for trimming, so that I leave at least 10 mm overlap. I will plane and sand down to this line. Outside I perfect the insert and level the joining. Now it's less than 0.5 millimeter flex in the joining, and the loft groove will probably work. Trimming again. And I'm happy with the joining, although the mast is not perfect. To round the back end, I plane off material down to the guiding line. I plane down until the line is about to disappear. The last material is removed with the belt sander. With the sander it is much easier to control the removal. With the holder I can get the mast in the right position to round the front part of the mast. And the sides. The sander is slower than the planer, so after 10 hours work there is still rounding to do on the back side. I take down all sharp edges until I get a nice oval shape. The mast starts to look like a mast, and I can move inside for the next episode. Over and out from the garage.